do my patent. Oh, you're sitting like that. Okay, I like that.
This is my stance.
I feel like that's a power sit too, man.
That's kind of like I'm asking you the questions.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Which I kind of did a little bit before we started.
You did. Brian Galecki, co-owner of Dumb Records, son of a librarian.
Wow.
You
looked
got
into me.
Oh, I did a deep dive. You got all your stars at Sunday school before you started listening to the Boston what is it called?
This is really funny because you found an interview
I
that
did.
Jeff, the other co-owner,
Yes.
he did the interview pretending to be me.
Oh, did he really?
Yes. And it's really funny. That was years ago at this point.
Oh, I did a deep dive.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of what he said, it was basically all true, you know, but it's like, it was just really funny because he was like, I got perfect attendance in Sunday school growing up.
That's right.
Was honestly probably true
for
me.
Okay. Punk rock savant.
Sure.
Taylor Swift fan?
No.
Whoa!
Did it say that somewhere?
No, that's what I'm asking you.
Oh, that's like kind of your first hot take question?
No, I'm just asking if you're a
Am I a Taylor Swift fan? I wouldn't say so. I'm not against Taylor Swift at all. Like, obviously
you don't want the Swifties coming at you.
No.
They will
anything Taylor Swift that I can sign our stores up for, absolutely. Okay. And she's always going to be like I don't know about always, but is one of the #1 selling artists.
Yeah.
Fun little fact about Taylor Swift: she is like the one celebrity that was born like the closest to my birth date. We were born in the same month of the same year, 1989, which is like one of her albums.
Yeah, that's one of her massive ones.
That I always keep in mind. It's just interesting.
It's what you call a conversation starter.
Yeah. I mean, she's like the biggest pop star in the world and has been for a minute now. I feel like
That's true. Okay, so before we get going, man, I told my 15-year-old son that I'm interviewing you, and he was like, "No way!"
Really?
He was shocked. He was like,
"Okay,
but you're old, Dad."
What? I'm old.
No, he was like, "You're so old. Don't ruin my reputation."
Does your son go to shows? At our space?
Not yet. We're branching
Sounds like
out.
about to though.
He is going to your White Oaks location.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, man, he's a big fan. So first thing I just got to know, I was looking up why you have a green elephant.
Yeah.
I know it came from a Christmas parade, and then like it just came a couple of years ago. What's
the
behind...
first parade we took the elephant in would have been the Christmas parade downtown.
Okay.
Before we even had our store downtown. I've had it for maybe close to 10 years now.
Okay.
And people always come in and say, "Why an elephant?" And I'm always like, "What kind of question is that?" Because it's not like I had a whole zoo of animal sculptures to choose from.
But why an animal sculpture? I mean,
why?
Why
not?
Okay.
No, the story on the elephant is, so I used to work at Miles T-shirts. For 6 years doing graphic design. Miles was the one that approached me one day, and he was like, there's this giant elephant in the auto body shop. They just had a junkyard basically across the street from us at Springfield Auto Body. And, Miles knew like that would be up my alley.
Yeah.
It's just like, I was like, oh, what, really? And then it was just kind of in the very back. You wouldn't have seen it unless you were really looking because they had a pretty tall fence. During the day, they have like the front gate just pretty much open. And I just, on my lunch break that day, like wandered back there, saw it, freaked out. It was busted open. Like the whole top part was basically shaved off. And I ran up to it and I climbed inside of it. Yeah. And then the next thing I know, the owner of the auto body shop was running out and yelling at me like, "Get down from there.
Get out of my elephant."
Yeah. And I was like, "How much do you want for this?" And like adamant about it. And like from then on, like every day I would go over there and like I was like
just nestle into the elephant.
Bugging him about it. And then he was just like, "Oh, 1,500 or something like that." And like I basically bought it from him for cheap, for less than what he paid for the trailer that it's on.
Oh man.
So yeah.
Oh, okay. I like that story, man.
It's just one of the.
I was wanting to put one out in front of the church, and I was like, let's do a blue one because there's another one at another grocery store. Did they rip off you? Did they even ask you about it?
The pink elephant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so the pink elephant is owned Doug Kent, I think is his name. Yeah, it's Doug for sure. His wife owns Burger Bar.
Okay.
So that's why it's over there.
So it's not to the grocery store; it's to the burger bar.
Yeah, and County Market over there is no longer around.
Oh, dang.
I don't know what they're doing with
Yeah.
that space, but yeah, it's
Okay.
the Burger Bar basically that owns it. And Doug's great. Like I love. Anytime we take the elephant in the parade, we're kind of like close to each other. And, like
Yeah.
we're waiting in the Horseman parking lot. We're like hitting it off together and stuff.
Well, of
like,
course. Who else has 10 feet elephants?
Yeah, it's like that's so
You're naturally
cool.
going to be
Like,
paired with them.
we have this in common. Like we're both elephant owners.
Okay. So before we get to the questions, I got a couple hot takes, lightning rounds. You good for that?
Sure.
Okay. First question. Do you judge people by how fast they flip through a crate?
No, but I do judge people based on maybe some other record store etiquette.
Oh, what's
Tips.
another? Okay.
The biggest one is like if you leave the row flipped forward.
Oh.
Like if somebody
where
comes in,
everyone's face down, and it's just
yeah. Well, I'm not going to judge people by their music choices or how they
Right.
are fast they flip.
Except
but
for me with
there
Taylor
are people that
Swift.
come in and they leave every row flipped all the way forward.
Yeah.
And it's anybody who's worked at a record store knows
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Because they leave, you have to go back and push all
Yeah.
these records back. It's just that's a record store thing.
I feel like it could be a Seinfeld episode.
Yeah.
The crate flipper.
Yeah.
Like, this guy just like a French 19th century king. Not good enough. Not good enough.
Yep.
I don't know. Okay, next next one. What record instantly tells you I can get along with this person?
If they're getting this record,
Yeah.
Odyssey and Oracle by the Zombies. And if
Okay.
somebody comes up to, if somebody checks out with that record, then yeah, I know.
You're like, hey, we're
Yeah,
vibing.
Yeah. for
Okay,
sure.
I've never even heard of that.
You have.
I've heard of the Zombies,
have.
but I haven't heard of that record. Or maybe I did know
You've
the
heard
song.
the Time of the Season, the song.
Okay.
That's on that. But
Okay, next one. Band you'd book tomorrow if money was not an issue.
band I would book if money was not an issue. That's a great question. There's probably plenty of bands. I have like some good shows coming up that I
Okay.
feel like are like that.
Okay. We'll pay homage to them.
What's my number one band that I would want to book in Springfield? Of course, capacity is always an issue.
Okay. Yes.
I'm going to say a band called Radioactivity out of Texas
Okay.
because
You know I'm a Texan. You don't know this, but I'm a Texan, so that's pulling on my heartstrings there. Okay. Next question. Kind of similar to what you just said. What rule did you never want to make as a concert venue, but the crowd forced your hand?
rules.
Yeah.
Ah, man. I don't know. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, we don't really have rules here.
Okay.
But we do. Like
right.
we're pretty strict about like no booze inside the venue because like we're an all ages space and
Yeah.
we take that seriously. But that's not like that was always a rule. It's not like anybody ruined that.
Okay.
Oh, there's probably some things.
We'll come back
Man.
to that. We'll come back to
Yeah.
that one. All right. What's the most this could only happen at Dumb Records moment? Like, what's that, like, name that moment.
This could only happen at Dumb Records?
Yeah.
Oh, man. There's probably a number of crazy things that have happened. One that comes to mind, Grab a Jabba had their holiday party at our shop back in December.
Okay.
And they had, like, their own talent show. And it got weird because there was one of their employees, like, was doing like a hot dog eating contest, like, like by himself. He was just taking out just
raw dog in it.
Yeah, raw dogs. I don't even.
Okay.
I don't know if I should even be talking
Okay,
about this,
okay.
but he downed a whole package of raw dogs.
Were they at least like
on the stage?
Were they at least like the Hebrew National instead of like the
I
Bar
don't
S?
know.
Have you seen that? There's a big difference.
They were probably just Oscar Mayer.
Okay,
like,
that was the middle of the road.
Yeah, but I want to say he did like 12 of them. It was ridiculous.
Oh man.
Maybe that's not the best.
I categorically-
That was a time that I can recently think of that like I've seen it all on our stage, you know?
I categorically hate hot dogs too.
Yeah.
Man, I just hate them. Here we go. Question. Fill in the blank. Music is.
Does this have to be one word, or is this
No, fill in.
Music is something that bonds people.
What do you work at a record store? So like, what is music to you?
Music is kind of the background to a lot of things. I feel like it's something we can all connect on. Most people, I would think.
Okay.
It is kind of the basis of a lot of what we do at Dumb Records, being a record store and music venue.
I love walking by y'all shop because I love y'all blasting the music out there.
Playing,
Lincoln's playlist. Who's he?
If Abraham Lincoln had a playlist, like Mozart and stuff.
You think it's Mozart? I don't know, man. I feel like he's got like a quiet rage, and like all of a sudden you just like. You don't know what he's listening to.
Oh, man. Like, if Lincoln was around today.
Like some hardcore punk as he's writing the Gettysburg Address.
I don't know. Or would Lincoln be, like, into Steely Dan and...
Like Fleetwood Mac?
Fleetwood Mac.
Dude,
sure.
I love Fleetwood Mac. That's, like, my heart right
Rumors is our #1 selling record of all time.
Is it really?
Yep.
Interesting. Okay, so talk to me a little bit about... You started your shop, and it was at Dumb Sheep, right? It was
close.
Like close next to it?
Okay, so we had a music venue before we moved downtown. It was called the Black Sheep Cafe.
Yeah.
Very important to me. I did not start that. It started in 2005.
Okay.
I got sucked into being involved. Basically, I was 15 years old and got recruited to playing trombone in a ska band.
Nice.
And that was in 2005, right around the time that venue, the Black Sheep, started. And that was over on South Grand and 11th.
Okay.
There were 4 original owners, Roger Smith and Kevin Bradford being the main 2. After the first or second year, all of the owners except for Kevin dropped off. And so Kevin Bradford was the one that ran the venue basically for 10 years before he stepped down. And overall, it was around for like, I want to say over 13 years, from 2005 to 2018. Dumb Records started at the beginning of 2014 by myself and with the help of Kevin and everything. And it was basically like an extension of the music venue. It made sense to start doing it. And it wasn't at all to make money or anything like that. It was just like, I had came from Champaign. I went to school there for 4 years over at U of I. And I was involved with the house that I lived at was a house venue. So we were booking shows, having punk bands play at the house.
Yeah.
And my other roommates were very involved booking shows, playing in bands. One of my roommates, Nathan Landel, he started Error Records in Champaign.
Okay.
And that was a music venue record store combo.
Right on.
I feel like he was kind of the first to do it.
Yeah.
In a sense that I know, in
like a model that you could see happening.
Yeah. And Nathan would come play shows at Black Sheep, which I was very involved with, setting up shows and stuff. And he would bring his distro and sell records just in the back room between bands and stuff.
Nice.
And Nathan would always like tell me, like, if you guys opened up a record store next door or something, like, you would absolutely kill it. Like,
really?
Yeah. And so the opportunity kind of came about. There was just a space that opened up next door. It was kind of the same landlord. And I asked him, like, hypothetically speaking, like, how much would rent be if we were to...
Hypothetically, of course.
Hypothetically, And he was like, $300 a month.
Whoa.
So yeah.
You're like, yes, please.
I was just like, well... thinking about it and like talking to friends about it, and everybody was just like jumping up, like, I will do whatever, So,
wow.
And people just donated records and CDs for us to start the store up. It's not like we had to take out a loan or anything like that.
Isn't that something?
Yep.
That's actually one of my questions for you, is that one of the things I love about you in downtown is that your business, you do some really amazing stuff. Just like, you're the chief of cool is what I would call it. Like, I will go to your shop, and then I'll walk by it. I'm like, these guys are just cool. But community started your shop, essentially, is what I'm hearing.
That came first, yeah.
But
absolutely.
then, like, even now, you have listening parties, Pokemon, you have concerts. Like, community is a big deal. So, like, talk to me, like, unravel that thread for me.
It's driven by community, and it's interesting how things have evolved. Because I would never have thought in the Black Sheep days where it was just like we were putting on punk shows all the time, and Dumbvest was a big thing that I did, which was like a 50-band punk festival where bands were coming from all over.
Okay,
so
wow.
I guess our early days were very punk oriented.
Yeah.
I would never have imagined that I would be doing Taylor Swift listening parties, stuff like that.
We're going to edit that.
At the mall.
We're going to lift it right out for you.
Well, let's see. I guess our most recent listening party was Noah Kahan, too. Yeah.
Remember, I saw him here in Springfield.
What? You did?
No, I came into your shop one time, and I was like, hey, you were like, hey, we're having a Noah Kahan. Yeah. And you were like, I was like, I thought I saw him in Springfield, and you're like, well, no, you didn't.
Somebody that looked like him or something like that?
I thought it was somebody else, yeah.
No, I mean, he's just like one of the bigger artists right now, like kind of on Taylor Swift.
He's kind of like the biggest artist in the world. Are you sure you saw him here?
I wouldn't expect him to pop up in Springfield, but yeah.
So how do you just keep that community going? Like, talk to me a little bit about that, because that's one thing that I see downtown, especially as part of this podcast, is things that can flourish downtown.
Yeah.
Like, I see you flourishing.
What's really interesting, too, kind of where I was going, is that I didn't foresee us doing these listening parties at the mall, which that's at the mall, it's not downtown. But still, there's a different group of people that potentially come out to that. Like, take Noah Kahan, for example. We had 60 to 70 people show up, and they're all diehard Noah Kahan fans. And we're bringing those people together, and a lot of them are, like, meeting each other for the first time. And, like, that's a great example of, like, a community that I wouldn't even thought existed. And it's not necessarily me that's bringing those people together.
Sure.
We're signing up for this thing that's kind of orchestrated by Record Store Day.
But you're a trusted brand where people would come to.
It's still, and it's still really cool that that's happening here at Springfield. I mean, before we had the mall store, we weren't signing up for these listening parties, and these types of things weren't happening. So it's like there's that, and then we've just started having pinball tournaments, which is
so. I saw a podcast with you
they mentioned us. The punk rock pinball people. They're based out of Bloomington, but that's more. Jeff's getting into orchestrating these tournaments, and we had our first one a few weeks ago, and it was the launch party for the Pokemon pinball game too.
Yeah.
But Jeff's planning on having these once a month. And we had a good turnout. There was a lot of people that came from Bloomington, Peoria, some from St. Louis even. I want to say it was like close to 30 participants in the tournament, which is, I don't think we could fit more than that because we have you've seen our arcade, you know, it's like a fairly small space. But it's just like another example of like a completely different community with people that are passionate all about one thing, you know, we're bringing them together. So it's really cool that we can have a space that caters to these different communities.
I guess that's what's like really catching my eye right now, is that you guys are grinding. Like you're not like, it would be so. I'm not a business person by any means, but I can see somebody working hard from a distance, and it could be so easy to say, "Hey, we sell vinyls." Is it called vinyl? Is that the right term?
It's in the vinyl record collecting community. Vinyls. Like the S at the end, you don't need that.
Okay,
that's the whole.
It's like I'm going to the Walmarts.
It's the plural vinyl is vinyl.
So vinyl, like you could just be like, hey, we sell vinyl, come to our shop. But instead, dude, you're like writing note card. I saw that and I was like, this is dope. Like you're writing cartoons, essentially, characters.
Oh, our pen pals.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing that we do.
Then you do listening parties like this.
I kind of roll my eyes at the pen pals because it's just like something I started doing when we started shipping on Discogs like 8 years ago, and I can't stop. You know, once we've started doing that.
But it's so endearing.
We can't stop, and it's fun though because we've gotten endearing. That's like what all of our employees are doing it now too. Everybody that works at the store, and we all have fun with it.
I think it's amazing. Do people downtown, like committees and the higher ups, do they ask you to like help shape downtown?
I feel like I'm kind of in tune with things
But
going
like,
on.
Are
I'm
in
not on
tune.
any board or anything like that, and I don't really have time to be, honestly. But you know, like Jay's great. Like he's been in the shop a few times to talk, and I feel like I've, you know, been friends with every DSI director that we've had before, and that's.
I feel like your voice could really, our downtown could really profit from your voice.
I
and
appreciate
your input.
that.
I really do.
I feel like my role here, though, like I'm all for our downtown and everything, but sometimes I feel like just my role is to have the best record store that I possibly can and do what I know. You know,
I can't hate on that.
Yep.
I really appreciate that answer. Thank you.
And there's a lot of other people involved with Dumb Records that are also
your
grinding.
co-owner, you probably have other people on your team.
Yes, and I will say too, like talking about communities and stuff, and where we came from, hosting punk shows and all that. The Springfield, it's Springfield hardcore now. I feel like the term punk has kind of been dropped off.
Okay,
we're talking
evolved.
And we're talking about the youth. Things are constantly changing.
Yeah,
there are so many of youth coming out to shows, like kids in their late teens, early 20s, many bands, and they're constantly putting in tons of work into growing their community.
Yeah,
that I feel like I've stepped back in a number of ways. I'm not even around for a lot of the shows anymore. I've acknowledged that my role is like keeping this place going behind the scenes.
You're working on the business, not in it.
Whereas I'm not the one booking the shows anymore. It's these kids, and they're constantly killing it. Like 100 kids out every show, like no matter what.
That's actually, you know, because I'm lame, I was at the car rider line to pick up my son the other day, and I was talking to one of the moms that I play pickleball with, which is even lamer. But I was like, hey, I'm gonna interview the guy, one of the owners of Dumb Records. First thing out of her mouth, I love what they are doing for the youth. They have made a space accessible for young kids.
Yeah.
And like that's just
awesome.
Amazing.
And it's important.
Yeah.
You know, we'll never stop doing shows. Like I'll be straightforward with you. It's not a money maker at all for our business.
I wouldn't imagine
we don't make any money off of having bands play. Like basically all the door money that the kids, it's $10. It all goes back to the bands.
Yeah.
We could probably be a somewhat more successful business if we got rid of the venue portion and just filled it all with records, honestly, because we have to keep that other space, the venue space, basically. It's just our dollar room during the day, but we have to move everything around when we're doing shows. So it kind of limits us during the day. But like, I will never forget where we started, you know, and I wouldn't be doing a record store if it wasn't for the Black Sheep, for the music venue, for me being a 15-year-old kid going to those shows before I was 21. It's so important to have a place for kids who are under 21, you know, it's not the bar, to go see bands and to be able to, for those bands that are underage to be able to play and to see your friends' bands, and a place that is able to bring in punk bands from all over the country and the world even.
Man, even as you're saying that, I used to go to a place in 6th grade. This was for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, but it was called the Gorilla Hole, and like local bands would come, and it was just for that age group, right?
The Gorilla Hole?
The Gorilla Hole.
That's great. I love that. And where was this?
This was in the Woodlands, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like so many people have stories like that, where they were in high school or teens, and that's where they got introduced to DIY music.
Dude, what a big role you have in people's lives. I didn't even connect the dots of how big of a role you have in, like, the development. Like, you're forming young kids, like, imagination and, like, story. That's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
That's really amazing.
It's not me, you know, but...
Yeah, the team.
And it's something that's been around, you know. Springfield has a long history of punk and these types of spaces. Before the Black Sheep, it was the Asylum in the 90s, which I wasn't. That was before my time.
Okay.
But kids that went to shows during that time will always talk about it.
So what kind of personality is drawn to vinyl? Like, for whatever reason, like I got this guy that I really look up to, and he is diehard vinyl, and like he's never going back. And like, what What?
I mean, as far as people who come in and buy records, like that's everybody nowadays.
Okay.
Like I feel like it's almost that's almost the norm. Like for anybody to have a record collection. I don't question it anymore.
Yeah.
It's just more and more people.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still hundreds of millions of streams on Spotify.
Yeah,
so
yeah, but you can do both.
We'll do a little both. You do it, but whoa.
Yeah.
We'll edit that out.
No, I'll be honest with you. My probably main form of listening to music is MP3s. I still use iTunes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but I do it all. But I listened to a record at home this morning. I'm always playing records in the store.
Yeah.
We do have accounts with all the streaming services.
Yeah.
Through our store because
you have to.
It's easy to do. We have fun every Friday when there's new music that comes out. We play all these new releases, and it's not like we're going to bust open a new vinyl for every single new release, so we stream those.
Last question I have for you, and then you can say whatever you want about anything I didn't cover that you were like, hey, I want to drop this about Dumb Records. Being in the music industry, do you think music can still be quote unquote dangerous and culture shifting? Like I think of music and I think of NWA. I think of who else did I write down? I think of War. What is it good for? I think of Smells Like Teen Spirit. These things shifted the culture.
Yeah.
Is that still out there?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. In a dangerous way though?
Dangerous as I mean, these were all dangerous to mainstream. So right?
Sure. I don't know.
Okay. Are you coming across it? Like, who should I look into that you'd say these are people who are still shifting?
Are shifting things?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. That's kind of a deep philosophical question, but I think of NWA and the Police and you think, man, that literally changed a generation, right?
Sure.
You think of Smells Like Teen Spirit. That changed a generation.
I mean, I do think about it's interesting to like 20 years from now, what will we look back on this time and see those artists as being, and it's really hard to tell when
in the moment
where you're in the moment because it's not like Taylor Swift or Noah Kahan are shifting things.
Yeah,
in my opinion, and I don't know.
Okay.
Or even looking at within the hardcore scene and stuff. Like there's a band called Turnstile that has been one of the biggest hardcore bands in the last few years, and they've gotten on a mainstream level. But I feel like they've also kind of left the hardcore circle. And one of the biggest shows that we've had this past year was a band called Haywire from Boston, and they're definitely making big splashes.
Haywire.
Okay. Yeah. They were on tour with the Dropkick Murphys.
That's a great name.
Okay.
How do people come up with these names? That's such a great name.
That's a big one.
Dropkick Murphys.
Yes.
Okay.
They're I want to say they were originated in the 90s, but
right on.
But I feel like there's a good chance that if you look 20 years from now, you look at what punk and hardcore was coming out of this time period, you would those bands would be ones that would come up.
Okay. What else do you want to say about Dumb Records before we get out of here? And I'll have one final question.
I feel like we covered a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
I think
right
so.
on, bro. Okay. Last question is just kind of mine.
I didn't throw out any rapid fire questions to you.
We'll do it. We'll do it at the end. I'll switch the camera so it'll just be content for the Mosaic Project, and we can push it out quick.
Sure. Okay.
Last question. What would Abe Lincoln hate?
What would he hate?
Yeah, what would he hate about modern culture?
Oh, just in general?
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know Abraham Lincoln that well.
That's a fair answer. That is a totally fair answer. Man, it's good talking with you, bro. I'm really glad we got this chance just to get to know each other.
Yep.
Thanks for dropping by, man.
Thanks for having me.
Right on.